Hey guys, it's Kirsten. This is going to be take two because I hit pause when something was all laggy and the audio continued and the video did not. So we're going to just start in how I merged these one, two, three images. Okay, so this was the overall favorite image of the two girls in the middle. And so obviously this is going to be the easiest one to work with because the outer girls are going to be easier to replace than the inside girls. So we're going to just jump right in with the rectangular marquee. We want to get it as close as possible without touching her. We're going to hit Control T for transform. Hold down the Shift key and just drag it out and click on the check mark or double click on the inside. Okay, my Photoshop is being really laggy, so it's making me nuts. I just want you to know. While I'm here, I think I'm going to go ahead and crop. I always do a 15 by 11 because then they can print 8 by 10s or 5 by 7s and it won't really make too much of a difference. And I'm going to put it where I want it, like this. And then make sure content aware is checked up top and hit OK. As I was saying. Okay, that looks fine. Okay, so 220, that's the one that's the main go-to one. Okay, this one, I love her from this one. My daughter didn't get the haha memo, so she's like, what? So we're gonna go get the rectangular marquee and her whole body is different in the other one, so this is kind of a nightmare. But select her, right click on the inside, layer via copy, move tool, and we're gonna bring her to 220. Let's line up her hands. I'm using the arrow key. I feel like we need to make her smaller. Did I not get the tip of her thumb? I didn't. So you know what? I am going to, I need to get her thumb. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go, whoop, that's the final image, sorry. Okay, we're going to go back to her. Change of plans. I want to get her hand. So we're just going to lasso. Same difference. Right click, layer via copy, move tool, move to 220. My daughter's also grossly out of focus because I like to shoot at f2 for no reason. Okay. Whoops. I'm using the arrows to kind of fine tune. Now, I'm going to lower down to like 50% opacity over here and really zoom in so I can see her hand. I feel like we might have to, of course she moved her thumb like a ding dong. Let's just line up. I'm just going to hit OK so I can scope out the lining up her pinky, her middle finger. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put a layer mask over here and get a black brush, which is X. Okay, so we're going to do a lot of cloning. So we're not even going to worry about that. I feel like her overall head is too big. That looks better. Whoops. Now we can zoom back and click on the Move tool. Whoops. There we go. That looks lined up. Okay. We're going to go ahead, click back on the layer mask. We need to figure out what is going on in here. I feel like let's leave the original. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave it like that. We're going to fix other things. Actually, we have to fix her hair, so let's get the black. That would have been a big boo-boo. So I always keep I keep my middle finger on the X. So I can toggle back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. All right, this looks good to me. Let's try. Okay, we're going to keep all this. We're not going to worry about it. And I'm going to go ahead and flatten it. Okay, so let's see. I could liquify. All right, so the new Liquify hack is we're just going to select what we want to liquify, which is this one girl, and then filter, liquify. That way it doesn't bring in the whole picture and slow us down. Okay, so we're going to want to get the freeze tool and freeze her elbow. And we are going to get the forward warp tool and make it big. And I'm just going to bring down her dress. And even if it's kind of whimsical and clearly edited, I don't care because it's a fun shoot. They're all wearing dress-up clothes or my maternity stuff. If you want to go nuts, we can... I'm going to fix that in the next step anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but this is just one way people manipulate the background. I don't like things that take this long, typically, but let's kind of have the dress go a little bit flowy. Like that. Everything else looks fantastic. I love her hair. And we'll go ahead and hit OK. OK. Awesome. OK. There's a little liquify boo-boo right here, but no big deal. OK, so now we're going to work on my daughter. So we can actually, let's see, over here, Katie. OK, so we are going to get the rectangular marquee. Right click, layer via copy, move tool, bring this to 220. This was a huge pain in the ass. I already know this. Okay, let's line up the head that was in front. I feel like that's kind of cool. Let me look at the original I did. Oh, the original I had her higher up. I do like that. Okay, I'm going to add a layer mask for now real quick because it's easier for me to see what I'm doing if I... Oh, okay, so I moved her up clearly because I was covering up the other head, so that makes sense. So I think I'm going to leave as much of the original body as possible. I can always deal with this in post. Okay, Marley has half a head. So we're going to want a hard brush just for this. So just so I know where to erase on Marley, I can make the other picture. Now we're going to right click and get a very soft brush to blend in the edges. Okay, very, very... Okay, so we need to... Okay, let's leave that for a second. Okay, that looks way better. I'm going to go ahead and flatten it, merge it, whatever I just did. Okay, we're going to click on that, highlight her again, filter, and liquify. She's wearing this big ginormous muumuu, which is adorable, and she's very tiny in real life, but very unflattering dress. So I'm just going to kind of push this all in like that. Everything else looks fantastic. And I'll hit OK. That looks wonderful. Let's get rid of that. Okay. All right, so now, so far, we got boo-boos over here, but no big deal. We're going to hit select subject, or whatever this is, quick select, and then select subject. Okay, that looks wonderful. And then we're going to do select and mask. And we are going to mask the hair. Okay, and then we're going to hit OK. Okay, we're going to click on the background layer, highlight the background layer. I think what I'm going to do is a texture. So I'm going to go File, Place Embedded, go on my external hard drive where my textures live. These, I believe, are Samaranas. Oh, I love them all. I can't decide. I think I'm going to do that one. So I'm going to hit Place, hold the Shift key down. I'm going to line it up and, whoops, hit the check mark. I'm going to go down to here real quick, hit the clone, current layer only. I'm going to get rid of that stripe right there. All right, I think that's the only place that's really terrible. Okay. Go back on this level. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, because I don't want it to be so brown, I want it to be more, oh, I don't know, do I like the warm colors? Maybe I do. Maybe I'll just leave it. Okay, so that's before, that's after. I'm going to put a layer mask on it. Get a black brush, so hit X. Make this big. I'm going to lower it to like 30%, 25. And I'm just going to click a little bit around their heads. Just to blend it in a little bit and make it look like there's a light behind them. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, I am going to go ahead and flatten it because I'm just obsessed with it. I love it. I'm going to commit. Voila. Now I'm going to just do my own little vignette that I love so much, which is the elliptical marquee, which is right here, elliptical. My feather is, and it's never exact because what I do is I highlight or I hover over the word feather and then just drag it to the right. So around 700 is great. And then I want just their skin. So right about like that. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is Control Shift I, Control J, like boom, 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 lift, boom, boom. That makes the outer edge, you can see, on this layer. We're going to change it to multiply. Lower the opacity. Maybe like that. Let me see before and after. We are going to put a layer mask on this. White gets a black brush. Let's start with 25% and we're going to go click, 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 click on each face and hands like that. Now we're going to go to 100%, get a little bit more exact, and click on just the skin, but be careful we don't get another halo. That's what I'm saying. Oh my God, I love these girls so much. Let's do before. Got a little halo-y over here. Whoops. I wanted to get like a 16, 20%. And click places that makes it look halo-y that we don't want. Okay. And then we can lower this maybe to 60, 50 something, 60. Okay, I love it. I'm going to go back to the original 220. Pretty damn good. I actually like my new one better. there's a more gray texture here and a more warm texture here, but I actually really love it. I love both. So anyway, now you have it start to finish. So I hope this was a fun edit, and